Today's jewelry making workshop is about adding seed beads to hoop earrings for a hand beaded look. Take a look at these earrings. It's a really simple technique, but it looks great. If you look at these blue ones, you'll see that I just used some tiny little delicas and wound them on wire, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a sec, but take a look at the difference when you use a different style of bead. These are called long megatama. It's a dagger style of bead that has a hole at the top, and those are directional, so they create this sort of pine cone effect when you coil them around the earring hoop. So let me show you how to get started. You're going to want some 24 gauge wire, and you're going to cut a piece that's about 24 inches long. And you'll just use your regular wire cutter for that, and we'll have the complete instructions on the website. But to start out, you can use any earring hoop. I like the kind that has this hook on the back because it gives you a place to start the coiling. So if you wrap this around carefully here, and you can see I have a little bit of a loose coil, so I'm just going to use my fingernails to push that together. You could also use your chain nose pliers. So you just want to do a few wraps. Then you'll tighten it up a little bit. Okay, then you're going to start loading seed beads onto the wire. Now the trick about using these guys is you want to use the end of your wire to pick up the beads. So you just press right down into the bead. And a tip about using bead mats too, not only does it prevent your beads from rolling away, but the fibers of the bead mats also work with the beads to help them land whole side up. So you can see I just scooted them down on the wire here, and I left myself a little bit of a tail so that I have something to hold on to. Okay, so now I'm just going to gently coil this around. So the beads are already on there, and I'm using my thumb and my forefinger to just hold them in place. And you want to do that kind of loosely, because if you do it too tightly, you can cause some problems there. So keep your tension a little bit loose and coil it around, and you'll just keep going. Now you could cover the whole bead like I did on the earrings that I showed you when we started. You could cover the whole hoop, I mean. Or you can do something like this where you have a coiled section in the center. And this is a fun way to add color to your earring hoops. And it really gives it that hand beaded look that dresses it up. And you can see on this one, I just pulled the coil apart. So you would just carefully take your fingers and pull the coil, and then you can get some different effects. And this is a great way to bring in color. Now, when you are ready to finish, all you'll do is coil your wire around the end, just like you did at the beginning. Okay, and you'll trim it close, and then you'll bring your chain nose pliers and press that wire end right against the earring hoop, and you're good to go. So let me show you about the megatamas. These are the dagger style bead with the hole at the top, and they are directional. You can see how these I've loaded onto the wire are all facing the same direction. That's important because when you begin coiling, you'll want to wrap that around, and that will create the textured effect with the daggers. So bring this around and just gently coil it again, and you can see that pattern starting to develop there. And let me just trim this so that you can get a better look. As you coil it around, when the beads are facing the same direction, they make a really nice pine cone effect there. So let's take one more look at the finished earrings. And the necklace behind it has a kumihimo technique. Leslie Rogowski made this one, but she also used the coiling around the center there to create a focal bead. So these are some easy ways that you can get started with coiling seed beads to embellish your hoop earrings.